Okay, hey everyone. This stream, I think I can see, yeah, I can still see the mouse. I don't know if that bothers anyone. Um, Cursor capture, get rid of that. Okay. So, basically, I'm standing in my new store right now. I haven't gone live in a really long time. And I haven't done anything, honestly, on this channel in a really long time, but one of my good friends, Casper, really wants to kind of get into making things, and he just kind of wanted to see the process that I'm going through. By no means an expert. I have absolutely only some, I'm not going to say like capability, but like I have some techniques. That doesn't mean they're the right techniques. That doesn't mean they're the right techniques for Second Life, or anything else. Everything that I have learned has either been by the grace of other creators who have stepped in when I had a question and said, hey, do this way because I found it easier. You might find it easier. So there's that. And then the rest is just all I'm flying by the seat of my pants, basically. But before we get into anything, I just wanted to show. Oh, there we go. I have this new space. It's a giant brick in the sky. Really love it. Let's go back down here. Just go in this mode real quick. The landing point is out here. I was really kind of going for like a Harry Potter theme, but like a Slytherin theme, like Pure Blood, Dark Nocturne Alley, a little bit with like a slight tinge of gothic alternative stuff. Um, there's something that's going up here. I joined Slasher Sales. I have to talk to the person about getting a sign there. So I will be participating in that at least twice a month, whether it be with new objects or old. Currently, if you want, you can go to Disturbed and pick up my Creepmas sweater. I'm hoping to join that in maybe the Dark event, but I'm going to wait another month before I apply there. They have invited me to apply, but I just don't want to. I feel like I can't take on that workload just yet. But this is going to be the front desk. I have my group gifts over here. In here is going to be all tattoos all over here, and then cosmetics over here because I feel like I don't do cosmetics as much anymore. Um, any furniture and accessories that I make are all going to be in here, and these are where the plugs are going to go after they're finished. And then back here is going to be where everything else goes, like all my actual mesh clothing. Uh, so I've been busy since probably the last time I think I said I was going to get into the creating space, and I did KW Beauty, and I hated it afterwards, and I was like, this is I can't do this, and I don't like the logo. I didn't like what I was trying to do, and I finally found something that I really love. But anyway, there's this. So we're gonna do like I have like gothic panties, the Flushings dress, and I'm trying out different styles so you can kind of see like the evolution a little bit. So my sweater will go here, and then I have a top coming out. I got rid of the Maureen top because I found a flaw in it, and I really didn't like it, so that will be not sold, and I will be selling a new one. This is my obituary section. I really love the idea of making shapes and kind of pushing myself because I, one, don't make shapes ever. Usually I buy them and then I modify them, but I saw I do the obituaries for my work in real, and I was like, you know what? When you look at like the shape thing on the marketplace, it's basically like an obituary section because there's like names and like all these details and this and that. So this is my obituary section, and this is where all my shapes will go, and I'm hopefully going to do a male shape as well. But first I have to get Thomas up and running. For those who don't know, Thomas is my molt, and he is my male alt. All right, so this is it, and then I can add on as I go. I can add another room. It's just it's just one of those things, but I really loved it. I have all my little Harry Potter stuff. I have more that I wanted to put out, but I was like, no. Oh, and then plus Barbie, because Barbie's life, you know? And then artwork. I think that was a big thing because I love the Borden, and if you've seen my channel before, you know I've gone to the Borden. I go there religiously because I love the exhibits. Jake Borden does an amazing job, him and his team. When they had the Titanic, like, I was so astounded because they did it so well. Like, I shouldn't say astounded because they did it so well, because they do everything well, but it was so good, and it was so close, and they made it interactive where you got to learn about your person, and then you get to see if they survived or died at the end. But it was really amazing, very emotional, good. But so all these are from the Borden, except for that one. I stole the frame, but I love that one, and then this one. I also stole the frame for that, and I really love that one. But it is displayed at the Borden. I just couldn't find it for purchase. But so I made a Frankenstein of it. But I just really love this, and I just think it fits well. I tinted my chair. I wish this chair and that chair matched, but because they're like green adjacent, I honestly don't give a flying hootenanny. But yeah, so this is the new store. I don't have almost anything set up to Casper then just yet. I have a few things. I need to fix that. But I'm not doing that. This week I'll do it probably after work at some point. But before that, not doing it. I don't have the time right now with Christmas coming up. And I'm trying to get ready. I have a January event and then the slasher sales. So I'm like, I really need to buckle down, get this going. These plugs, I don't know if they're going to be for the January event or the slasher sale, or I might do the shirt for the slasher sale, either or, and then I'll probably do a couple cosmetics and tattoos, which is another thing I'm trying to learn also. Jack of all trades, master of none is basically kind of what I'm going for, and I'm just kind of trying to suit my fancy, and I'm just doing what I like when I like it. Definitely always going to be doing clothing, but I want to learn more makeup, but I want to learn tattooing a little bit more and getting it more seamless, because I did a Disturbed event. I did a free gift, and I liked it, and it was my first time kind of applying it directly to the body and painting on the body, rather than just like plopping it on the Photoshop document. Anywho, so let's get back to it. I think I'm going to switch my capture window because we don't need to see that anymore. We need to see Blender. Okay, that's better. And I'm going to get rid of some of my windows real quick, because why not? Oh, let me get rid of this. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay. So I don't know. So Casper. So I'm sorry. I'm just going to speak directly to Casper for this, just because so he can hear and know the thought process. The way I do it is I try to pull up at least. And I'm sorry. You can hear my clicking totally. I'm gonna mute you for a second because I type loud. Okay, so what I do first is I find a reference photo, because I find that reference photos help a lot. They help me kind of keep track of what's gonna look realistic and what's not. So one of the big things that I found is sometimes I'll make stuff, but I'm like, when you look at it, it still doesn't look quite right. And that's because I didn't use a reference. But that's the same with, I think, any art to a degree. So what I'm thinking of is I really want to make a plug gauge. They were called gauges back when, not when they first came around, but when they were super popular, Y2K. So I call them gauges. I know some people, it's like that's not the proper word, but I plug gauge doesn't matter. It's interchangeable to me. But I know some people in the alt world, they're diehard on that. And I don't mean to offend anybody. So let's see here. So I kind of want, well, my initial, for the initial one, I'm going to do something super easy, and I really wanted to do these really pretty tarot. I found these on Creative Market, these gorgeous displays of these tarot cards. And so I wanted to do a tarot, like a plug, because I thought it would be cool. So I guess what we're first going to go in for, let me go over here. This is where I wish I had 3 monitors, so I could have monitor of like what you guys can see, monitor of obviously Blender, and then like so I can have my reference photo. My phone is completely dead, or I would have used that. So I guess, you know, for this you should probably be able to see my capture. And then I think frick. I think you should be able to see my keys. Assign, no. I don't know how to do that, I guess. There's like, well, if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. But there was ways once upon a time that you could, there probably still is, I just don't know what it is. But we're just gonna go to mesh. Cylinder, because that is the basic shape that we're trying to go for, and I like mine a little bit rounder. You know, it really doesn't matter, but I don't mind that. Okay, so that's pretty good. That'll work for me. And then I'm gonna go into edit mode because I want to be able to edit it. And did I do this last time? I've made like 5 different sets of plugs and I've just not been happy with them. No, maybe I have to do it one at a time. That's fine. It doesn't matter. You probably don't. Alright, so I'm gonna do this. And I also have an idea for a snake, but you could see through it. So it's like, it's snake, but see through. But this one is specifically, I want, what I'm looking for is I want to be able to see it, but I also want like a nice little ring and edge around it. So there's that. And then can I, yeah, there we go. I want that nice little edge. And then I also need to go back in here, and I'm gonna inset the face one more time, because then I am going to, I want to extrude it down. Or actually, I could have just extruded, I think, down. Yeah, just so it's inset a little bit. And so like when you are gonna look at it, you'll see this, I want this gold ring around it. This will all be black. And then you'll see like the picture here. So, but that is my goal. And then I'm gonna have it here like this. And I don't like how it edges like that, and I wish I could. I don't quite know yet, which doesn't mean I won't know in the future, how to extrude things but do it even all the way around. I know there's a way to do it. I just don't know. Control R. There might be. I'm just not sure. let's see here. What was the hotbar for it? Shift spacebar. Yeah, I don't really want to do it like that. That's fine. It doesn't matter. But I like this. I like where we're going with this. And that's pretty nice. So up next, I'm going to delete all this. Delete vertices, because I'm going to end up mirroring this, but I also want to new face, and then what we're going to do, I know this is like, I have really weird angles. I'm horrible at, let's see here, I want to do it like that. And then I want to extrude down. Yeah. I'll just do it like that. And then I think I can just mirror this whole mesh. I'm pretty sure. Can I mirror? Oh, no, I want the, oh, I want to mirror the object as a cylinder. There we go. I believe if I just push this down, yeah, there we go. So see, now it's completely fine. It's like symmetrical. So anything I did to this top section happened down here, and I just find that that's easiest for me. So I like this. My only issue now is I'm gonna bevel these edges because I just think sometimes it looks a little bit nicer. Let's see here. Oh, I want to bevel. There we go. Yeah, see? I feel like that makes it look a little bit just more put together. And then let's do and set that just a little bit. Okay. So basically I've used a cylinder, the bevel tool, extrude, and I've just learned how to do the faces. And I've used a modifier, which, oh no, you can't see. I just realized that because chat is over it. But we don't even have anyone in chat, so it doesn't matter right now. So I am so sorry. So modifier, my modifier is here. I went to mirror, and then I hit axis on the Z. And see, I'm still so I have a hard time with the X, Y, and Z axis. Z is always up and down, so that's okay, but the X and the Y, even in Second Life, I have issues with that. So I apologize. Okay, so now I'm going to come back to object mode, and I'm going to hit apply to this because I want this whole thing. And so now when I shade smooth, it will shade this. Personally, I don't always like it like that. I wish there was, yeah, there's more like an auto smooth. But on top of that, if we really needed to, we could use subdivision surface. Actually, first, we can't use that yet. I forgot, because when we go into edit mode, our vertices right here are, they don't work. See how they're not connected? I totally forgot about that when you, yeah, see, if you peek in, it's just a mess. So the best thing for that is to go around, hit M, And we're going to merge all these at the center. So this is the tedious part, and I know there's the loop cuts, and you can do this, but frankly, I never found those easy. I don't like it, and I feel like I have less control over my mesh, and it's probably just because I was never taught, and I'm just self-teaching myself that, and I did something wrong, and I didn't know who to ask. Another person, let's not do that. There's this great Facebook person, and October is her new brand. She used to be Lulubee, I believe, and she's answered a couple of my questions, but she has classes, and I have thought about this for the longest time, and I would really like to do that this year. So that's my goal, is to take one of her one-on-one classes. Honestly, I've just been too like hesitant and nervous to enter the creator space like that. Okay, and then I'm going to, because we don't freaking need these, I'm gonna get rid of these, delete face. Okay, get rid of that and make sure, yeah, because you don't freaking need any more faces. Right. Ta-da. Alright, now we're in here. We can go to our subdivision surface and we can fix that. So see, look, it looks a lot smoother. So I'm gonna hit yes, because I'm gonna apply and I'm okay with that. I understand it's a little bit higher up, but those are the cards we were dealt. This is the one issue I really hate, is it does this weird thing here, the subdivision surface. And I don't know why. And I don't think I can, I'm not sure I can fix it in this one, just because I'm not really sure. Like, you could delete the faces, and then you could go back and you could insert a new face from the edge. So it's just like this. To be honest, it doesn't bother me that much, but sometimes I just feel like it's a little bit easier than having all these things. So hold on, I'm gonna go back here and we're gonna do the same thing, because we're gonna have these faces be the same. I want whatever pictures on the front. I'm gonna let my cat in. Sorry about that. Whatever, you know, cat wants in, cat wants out, and she gets what she wants. And she knows that. So we're going to delete the faces again. Also, this is, you could see my thing is totally hollow on the inside. That is what you want. You do not, I don't need any extra stuff there. So now we're going to go here, and I'm just going to go, oh, no, why did you feel like that? Why? See, and that's another thing. Right, can I? Oh, there we go. Sometimes things happen. And I'm so sorry if you can hear her, the little kitty. Yeah, you She just wants attention. It's Sunday morning. And I mean, usually we're not snuggled up at this time, just because I'm always up. But she just wants attention, and my sister is sick, so she's not getting her attention. So I'm gonna take a cat second break. That's right. Alright, you gotta get away from the microphone. They're gonna be able to hear all of your little noises. Okay. And she's jumping. I don't like when she does that. But this is it. This is the plug. But now on to the next big thing, which is tackling up, ho, ho, ho. This is a brand new chair. We do not scratch like that. the next big thing is, of course, going to. What did I just say? We don't scratch like that, please. Cats don't listen. That's another thing. Is the UV. See how much smoother this is now? Also, and I'm gonna take a screenshot just so I can show Casper real quick. Plug so far. Okay, cool. And then let me just move the chat box too while I'm here. Honestly, I don't know why the chat box, why it was made so, well, I made it big. I guess I don't know why I made it so big. Oh, Lordy. You kill me. You really do. Please, you're gonna break something. My cat just, she's special. Honestly, a lot of the times I don't record because of her, but honestly at this point, if it doesn't matter, because she's kind of coming in. She's coming in or she's not, and if I want to get anything done. And plus, usually my DOG, when she finds out I'm talking to someone or thinks I am, she wants in on the conversation. Actually, I'm gonna put this stream on be right back, because I'm gonna take her out really quick and get her a snack. So I'm gonna mute us and put me on BRB. All right, I am coming back on. Give me 1 second, I think. That's it. All right, live stream. Okay, so let's see here, go back here. So now basically after this, we're gonna have to UV map it. Casper! We're gonna have to UV map this, and personally I'm not sure how to UV map it before or after, because what I end up doing, so I guess I'm just gonna do it after because that's probably gonna make it a lot easier. I'm gonna save this. Okay, it doesn't show my save things, but I'm gonna go into, I have a folder of all of my plugs that I've made but never shown. And let's see here, save as, I need to go into here. So these are the Swallow XL plugs, and I apologize for how loud my keyboard probably sounds. Super loud. Swallow XL. Okay, plugs. I'm just gonna do 2 because I have like 5 sets of these. But it just looks like that, and everything is completely symmetrical because I used the mirror modifier. All right, and then I'm gonna go back to export. I'm not gonna do Avastar because that's when you rig it, but we are gonna save it as a OBJ, and I'm just gonna call that Swallow XL Plugs 2. Now I'm gonna open, I saved that. All right, save, whatever. I'm gonna go into open. I'm going into, for Swallow, there's like a whole blend basically. I never do load UI because I like my UI. I don't really like anyone else's. Oh, hold on, let me go back here. And you can see all the different ears that Swallow has to offer. So these are just like the XL ears that I can make them for other ones too. Honestly, I could probably rig them for all the ears, all the Swallow ears, but for right now I'm just doing the XL female and the XL male. But you can see here's the skeleton. This is where you rig it to, and I have to fit that plug and duplicate it and put it on both ears, rig it, and then we could texture. But for right now, just rigging and getting everything to look right. It takes time, and there's not, as far as I know, any weight painting that has to be done to it because I don't want it to move with the weights of the head. I just want it to be rigged statically to the ears because this is not moving at all. And there's also a way you could animate stuff on here. I don't know how to do it just yet, but I want to learn because I would like to have a candy cane for next year swinging out of one of the gauges. So now after this, I'm going to go in here and I want to, where is it? Import. I'm going to import the OBJ. I'm going to go in for the plugs. And I'm going to do the Swallow XL Plugs 2 that we just made. It's going to come in really huge because you work on a large scale and then you shrink it all down basically. And then this is the only, like I said before, I get a little confused when rotating objects. So I'm going to rotate, and I want to rotate on the x-axis, I believe. Yeah, 90. It's really dumb, but sometimes I still have to like physically use my hands and pretend I'm rotating it to make sure I do the right one. So now that I have this, I'm going to shrink dink it. all the way here. And now basically I just have to fit this. And it's not really an issue. The thing I find difficult is to take something that's not on your axis anymore and to rotate it. So what I'm gonna do is do one ear and then the other, and then we will UV map. There might be a different way, a better way to do it, but this is the only way I found so far that is easy, because when you UV map the same object, I'm just layering it over the top of each other, and the only thing I change is the circles, because I want the same map for the metal in the part around the ears, but the design itself I want to be able to change, or have like, you can have a left one is different than your right one. It's not complicated, it's just, it sounds stupid at first. So we're gonna get you up here. And it's just basically all about fitting everything in. And see, this is like getting this to work at. We'll just go back here. I hate when it does that. I liked it better that way. I don't know why. And when you're working with something super small, the controls, I feel like, are not as easy. And then I'm gonna just shrink you that way. This is just the irritating part of it, honestly, is getting it to line up. But once you do it, it's not so bad. Okay. That looks good. That looks better. So I don't want it to interfere with anything, and I just want it to kind of sit in the ear and look natural. And then I could shorten this up, but honestly, I don't really feel like I have to. It's because it's just sitting in the ear. So I don't mind if it's just a little bit out, just a little further. But that looks really nice, personally, for me. I like it. And I think it fits the hole just fine. I guess I could lift it up just a itty bit. And see, and like, it's the details of just making sure I'm not crossing anything. Okay, I don't hate it. So if I don't hate something, we're on track. Next up is we're gonna duplicate this. So I'm just gonna call this, because this is gonna be on the right ear. So right ear plug. And then I'm gonna make a left ear plug. So what we're gonna do is I want to duplicate this. And we're gonna start that whole irritating process of doing that over, and I need to change this to left ear plug. Eventually we are going to merge these, but for right now we don't need to. And because I moved it like I did, hopefully I only have to rotate it in a couple places. Yeah, So all of that hemming and hawing should have, there we go, see? All right, so that works for me. So now I have both of the plugs. They're looking pretty good. What I have to do now is I'm going to have to join them, and then I'm going to have to UV map them. The UV mapping is probably the most irritating part. And also, you know, it's kind of funny. Your chat didn't come up the haha in this. I don't know how. I'll have to look at it freaking later. I don't really, whatever. This is like an old one that I bought when I first was like, I'm gonna stream my stuff, and I never actually worked it out. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna click on both of them, and I'm going to join them. So now these are just plugs. They are one object. You can rig separate objects, but I find that like irritating, and I don't like doing it. So I'm just doing one object, which is just going to be both of the plugs. 1 second, I'm just checking my phone because it was freaking off. And I don't know. Oh, it's just Mary. Okay, that's fine. All right, so I have both of these. Yeah, you'll be fine. All right, so up next is UV mapping. UV mapping is a frustrating thing, especially when you're first learning it, because it's basically where all your textures are gonna go. And you have to do it in edit mode, which is so much fun. And learning how to do it. The nice thing about this is it looks like my edges kind of, the seams kind of got shown. Let me get off this. I don't think. Yeah, it's nice, but they just did. Right. So what you're gonna have to, sorry, I'm mumbling. So first thing you have to do is you're either gonna want to do yourself on vertex select mode or your edge select mode. I prefer vertex. I just find it a little bit easier. I'm using alt clicking, and that's showing this whole face basically, and that's going to be our first face. So I'm going to mark a seam here. The seam tells my textures where to stop. So I only want this seam right here. So this is where my pictures are going to stop. And now I'm also going to do the next one. I'm going to mark that as a seam. And I'm also going to mark, because I want my gold piece around to look a little bit thicker. So I'm not going to go here, which I'm not sure why they marked this for me. I'm going to clear the sharp. I want my gold to go here. So I'm going to hit mark seam again. So you're going to see eventually when I do the materials, there's going to be this material, which will be for the picture of the tarot cards. You're going to have this material, which is going to be the plug. This is going to be the gold rim. And then the rest of this is going to be a plug. I'm going to mark this as a sharp. That's fine to stay a sharp because I want to have a little bit of dimension to it. So that's going to come into play later with our texturing. Also, how do you unwrap a circle? You need to have a line. So unfortunately, there does have to be a line here. All right, but I'm going to go to edge. I'm going to go to mark seam. And that should have given me a line all the way around, and it did. So let me just go back here. And we're gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna mark seam. I'm gonna get rid of this weird seam. I don't want it. I know originally it was gonna be smaller, but I would like a larger, clear sharp, like larger seam there. So I'm gonna mark seam again, and then I had it here where I went and I marked my seam, and that was fine with me. These can all stay sharp because we're gonna use these, and it can just be one large thing. And I'm gonna go over to this one because I need this to be like the twin, the exact same. So I'm just gonna do these real quick. Mark these seams down. Let's see here. Clear seam, clear sharp. Mark seam. Mark seam. And what did I did like right in the middle? I'm gonna mark seam here. Right on the back. Mark seam. Clear sharp. I'm gonna mark seam. Okay, make sure these are also okay. I think those are both the same. Yep. So now that I've done that, you have to think of it like if you're gonna make a 3D box like out of paper in World, those seams and edges are kind of what you're thinking of. So I'm just gonna do something real. Oh, this is dumb, but all right. I'm gonna go into my materials because I forgot we're gonna need plug material. I'm gonna make that green just so I can see it easier, and I'm gonna put it on here. I don't want everything to be green, but for right now, that's just what it's assigning. And then I'm gonna make another material, and this is gonna be the face of plug. And this goes for everything in Second Life. You have to assign it a material in order for it to work. But you also want to be able to reuse your faces as much as possible, or else it's going to get super laggy and heavy. So this is going to be the face of the plug, and I'm going to assign that. And I'm going to make that, let's make that, what's the color that stands out? Pink. So pink is fine with me. Next up is our line of gold. So that's exactly what I'm going to call it, line of gold. And I'm going to make that a blue assign. So now you can kind of see how everything's going to be laid out. The pink is going to be the face. The green will be specifically for the plug. And the blue is going to be the gold, and we're going to do that back here, and you have to assign everything its proper material, or it will not work in Substance Painter or in Second Life, and it's gonna look kind of crazy. So because I'm also doing this over here, I'm gonna mosey on over, face, line of gold, face, and line of gold, assign. Oh, I think that's Rosie. Yo. So after this, now my second thing to do is check your face orientation, and make sure that everything is blue. Because you see like how this is red? That means it's going to be invisible in Second Life. So say if this was red here and my normals were flipped, I wouldn't be able to see this face. But I want to see it because I don't want it to be inside. I don't want it to be gauged like that. So that's what we're up against. Okay, so now this part is done. Everything is looking good. All my materials are fine. I just have to do that. I'm so sorry. I'm like just typing in your ear. All right. Now you can kind of see how it's showing on here. That when I unwrap this, they're here. So there's this one and that one. But I kind of want them over, so I think I can do that. Okay, I forgot how to do it. I think if I just unwrap it, and then if I unwrap this one, okay, yeah, then I think I can take them both, yeah, at the same time. So when you're unwrapping symmetrically, do both and then highlight them together. So that should allow. Oh, why doesn't it let me? That's so weird. Oh, maybe I have to do it that way? Because they're both. Oh, there we go. Alright, so I'm moving this off the edge of the map. When you're mapping things out, it cannot leave this square, but I'm just organizing everything. Because if it's not organized, I'll have a hard time doing it. Unwrap. No, I want to unwrap. And then I want to unwrap you again. So this will be the back. I don't know. I think I can get it pretty close. But we're just going to have it like that for now until I can get everything off. We're going to go back to this way. I want that line of gold now. Who is who? Rory. Who is who? I don't think I know a Rory. Casper, do you know what she's talking about? UV unwrap, UV reset, UV follow active quads. Oh. No. Unwrap. I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna follow active quads. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, there's that. UV unwrap, UV reset. And see, this is just kind of like the tedious part of it all. But that's okay. Because once you do it, guess what? You can retexture it for a long time. Especially for sales, which is what I plan to do. Because honestly, it's so unrealistic to ask someone who works full time to make a bazillion meshes. Mesh, bazillion mesh. Okay, UV unwrap, reset, follow active quads. Okay. Oh, almost done. Alright, and now we're just gonna get this, unwrap. Unwrap. Reset. Follow active quads. Okay. UV unwrap. Reset. Follow active quads. Okay. Beautiful. I don't think I have that many left. UV unwrap, UV reset, UV all active quads. Oh, why all of that shit is and I think if I do, yeah, there we go. Did I not? Oh, I only did one. I didn't do the other. Okay. So we're gonna unwrap you, we're gonna reset you, we're gonna follow active quads. Yeah, it's so weird. And I just, so if I unwrapped you and I reset and I follow active quads. Oh, there we go. Okay, and you are from somewhere. There we go, that's the inner one. Okay, so now I'm going to unwrap, I'm going to reset, and I'm going to follow active quads. And then I'm gonna rotate you. Okay. And this needs to be fixed because you need to be unwrapped, you need to be reset, and you need to be follow active quads. So at least we're on the same freaking page. Oh, I don't know why you're so freaking long. I guess I could do one for each ear. Just do a second. Doesn't really make much sense though. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, so if I do that, that's showing that way. And if I do that, why are you so long? I'm just gonna unwrap again. We're gonna reset. We're gonna follow active quads. Yeah, I just feel like the other one is so much longer. And it's the same mesh. I don't know where that's coming from. That's so odd. Okay, whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter in the end. Because it's gonna look the same. So I'm gonna do this here. First thing, I guess let's start with the plug material. So I'm gonna put this little asshole on this. And then I'm gonna take this plug material, which is here, and I am gonna take this here. I'm just gonna do it like that so it's pretty even. I'm gonna take the outer gold of this. All right, so that's outer gold. Constrain. That'll help a little bit. So at least it'll constrain the image. We're gonna do, I guess, you know what? Yeah, let's do, it's fine if we have two different UVs, I guess. Alright, so that's the front. Where's the back? Okay, so we're gonna take this, and you're gonna be the back. Let's not constrain it just yet until I move this then. So then I'm gonna do this, pull this down. Take this one, which is the last one. Alright, I'm gonna take a break, and I'll be back and I'll texture this later tonight. But my hands hurt, so I'm sorry. But I will see you guys at the next stream later tonight. Thanks for watching.